Hi and welcome. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul and this is episode 59. And today's date is June 5th, 2018. And then the name of this video is You the People Have All the Power. I believe that's what it's called. Okay. I just want to mention first that yesterday's live broadcast, I talked about the change in the cookie reward amounts that were coming on June 1st. But we had extended the cookie rewards redemption from the end of May to June 7th. Okay, so what admin came out with today is that instead of starting this new cookie system on June 1st, he would go ahead and extend it to June 7th. But then he decided to extend the redemption till June 15th. The new system for the cookies. Okay, so it will remain the same as it has been until June 15th. But he did say in the blog today that that is 8, which means that's it. Starting June 16th, that cookie reward system that I talked about yesterday on episode 58 will come into effect, okay? And it is geared to get people to do live broadcasts. It gives them every motivation possible to do live broadcasts. Because getting the word out is what will grow our community, plain and simple. Okay, so let me start with the basics. TBC is the billion coin. It's a cryptocurrency. It's been out for 2 years. Okay, if you want to compare it to another cryptocurrency, we compare it to Bitcoin because they're the first that came out. It came out in 2009, and it took them many years to grow. But they got popular and it started to grow once they ended up on a trading exchange. And other coins were coming on, and they would get on the trading exchange. And this really helped popularize cryptocurrency. And it also helped raise the value of the coin faster. Because basically the value of the coin, Bitcoin, was valued on the fact that there was supply and demand, being as only 21 million coins were ever going to be produced. Okay, that in the POW, which is proof of work of the miners, gave that coin its value. Okay, so when it got put on the trading exchanges and people were able to come in and buy coins, and you had your regular gamblers that would come in and trade and sell to make profits when they thought the price was going to go up and keep going up. Then, of course, the rich got in because they have no control over cryptocurrency and they see it as a threat. That would be the elite, you can call them. It would be the central bankers that you can call them. That's the system we've been on here in America since 1913 and in other countries long before that. And it is a absolute disgusting, evil and horrendous and horrific system where a few individuals control the wealth of the world. At least that's been their goal, and they've done a pretty good job of it up till now. But there has been a huge resistance lately, and it's all because of technology. Okay? God is changing the plan. Okay? That's the way I see it. Okay? But the point is, technology has arrived to where countries can now say, wait a second, we don't need to do this anymore. We can take our money back. We can repatriate our gold. We can put our money back on gold, and we can create cryptocurrency if we want to, if we need to, because that's the future. So that's what we're seeing. Okay, we saw it in Russia. They put their ruble on the gold, back on gold. The Chinese yuan, the Chinese put their yuan back on gold. And now they want to buy everything that they consume from other countries with their gold-backed yuan. They don't want to use the petro US dollar anymore, because that controls them. That allows the central banking system and the deep state to put sanctions on their country, on any country that doesn't go along with their plan. Okay? A big example I always mention is Venezuela. Okay? The new socialist government down there isn't going along, and never intended to go along with the central banking system and the deep state. So they got sanctions put on them so they couldn't sell their oil. So how are they going to keep their people from starving to death? Because that's what was going on. Because the central bankers don't care. They can care less about the human race. In fact, they would love to depopulate us so they can have more control. So Venezuela got around those sanctions. How did they do it? They created a cryptocurrency. Okay, and they backed it with their oil at first, and they called it the petro coin. But then the people said, how can we put any value on this coin when we can't even sell our oil? So the government said, well, that makes sense, but guess what? We've been repatriating our gold, and it's back in our country. We have our gold right here in our country. So I tell you guys what, we're going to back our petro coin cryptocurrency with gold. And now the people have faith in it. Now they found a way to go around those sanctions and start making deals all over the world. They're making deals with the Palestinians right now. That's another group of people, a state that has been demolished over the decades by the deep state and the central banking system. People have been slaughtered. Genocide has been committed on the Palestinian people by the central banking system. Okay, so they're ripe and ready to get off of that system and to get the power back into their own hands, like the power should be in every country's people's hands, because that represents freedom. Okay, so our coin never went on a trading exchange, never was intended to go on a trading exchange. The reason why is because we didn't want our coin to be volatile in its price, meaning go up and down, depending on who came in, whoever wanted to, and just buy our coins and sell them when they felt like it. Okay, our whole mission from the beginning was to bring abundance back to the people of this world. Okay? Eliminate global financial poverty. That is the reason why the billion coin exists. We call our coin the billion coin because we are making 1 billion coins, not 21 million. which is what Bitcoin is making, but 1 billion, okay, enough that we could bring abundance to the entire world with just our coin. The more coins, the better, okay? Because money doesn't compete with money, but that was our intention when we brought out our coin, is for our coin in and of itself to eliminate poverty worldwide. So 1 billion coins are going to be made, not 1 billion and one, 1 billion. And instead of the value being based on a trading market where it could be manipulated, which is what the central bankers do with all their markets. It's all their system. Wall Street is their system. It's not ours. Stock market is their system. Okay? The Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913. That's when Woodrow Wilson turned the money of the people of our country over to a private bank called the Federal Reserve. Okay? They named it federal so that they can fool the people into thinking it had something to do with the government. It had nothing to do with the government. It was central bankers that had come over from England and got together with the very, 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 very wealthy individuals here in America like Rockefeller and all those guys. Okay? So that is what happened. Okay? And I mentioned that we haven't had a free from that system president since Taft, who lost against Wilson because the central bankers went to Teddy Roosevelt and got him to come back and run against the other two, which pulled the votes away from Taft, which he should have won a second term. It was a slam dunk, but it was enough that Woodrow Wilson ended up winning, which he was a paid and bought for politician. Okay, that's what these people, these wealthy people do. They buy people. They buy the politicians, and they own the politicians. They own the government. And then they come in and they do what they want to the country and the people for their benefit. Okay? You see this in history. Just look at history and look at the way the country is right now. Not the country, but the entire world. Okay? Look at the poverty in the world and ask yourself, why is that? When this world is full of abundance, it has no limit to anything. Food, fresh water. Okay? Everything that we here in America take for granted should be in every country. There's no excuse for it. But the reason it's not is because of the central banking system. The reason we have people living in tents on the sidewalk in our metropolitan cities is because of the central banking system. It's not because of you and me. That should kind of upset you a little bit. Make you aware that, wait a second, there's something wrong here. Why are Americans in the richest nation of the world struggling to make their payments on their utilities every single month? Why are there so many baby boomers that no longer have a decent retirement but are completely dependent on a bankrupt Social Security system? Why do we have crashes in our monetary system? Like the bubble that burst in 2008 and the other one that burst in 2000, where people lost their retirement, they lost their homes back to the central bankers, which was their whole intent. Why are we still under that system? Because we haven't had a way to get out from under it. That system is so strong and so well structured after all these decades. Reagan couldn't do anything about it. Okay? So we went from Wilson, which was a paid political puppet of the central banking and the deep state, all the way to John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was doing it. It was a little bit different then. Yes, there was no internet, but the way the world was at that time, the way they hadn't quite taken the gold away yet, they hadn't quite succeeded in starting a real war in Vietnam yet. He had a chance, and he was doing it. He was going to pull our advisors out of Vietnam. He was not going to send our troops. He was going to bring any troops back. And he was going to bring and keep that silver and that gold and back that dollar by what it was. He wanted to get that dollar back into his hands. Okay? Central banking system wasn't going to let him do that. Okay, and then again, it was all central banking system puppets that became our politicians. They even knocked out JFK's brother Robert. They didn't even give him a chance to win the Democratic nomination. Nixon wasn't about to lose to another Kennedy. He lost to him once. He wasn't about to lose to him again. And then as soon as Nixon came in, he took the gold away from us, away from the money. Okay, and made it completely 100% fiat, which means worthless. Okay, so after that, the next president that wasn't bought and paid for was Reagan. And that was a very rough time. But you saw what Reagan did. Okay? You saw the fall of the wall and the fall of the Soviet Union when Reagan was president. Reagan did everything he could, considering the situation and not having the internet and the technology and the structure and the strength of the deep state and central banking system. Okay, but he was surrounded by deep state central bankers. He couldn't get rid of them. It was just a different time. Okay, and now we've been under the deep state central banking puppets again until Trump beat Hillary. Shock. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? But the Patriots got behind Trump like they got behind Jack Kennedy. Okay, John F. Kennedy. Because they knew this was it. This is the time. The blockchain technology was invented in 2009. That's going to change the world. It's that simple. The central banking system doesn't have it. Now is our chance. And so that's what we're doing. We're getting rid of the central banking system. And the intelligence community of the world that's been controlling the deep state, we're getting rid of those corrupt individuals that run these things, because 70% of those intelligence agencies people in the world are good people, all right, but 30% are rotten, and they're the ones controlling it. Okay, so the Billion coin came out with this whole different ideology of, hey, we can't do anything about who's going to be president, we can't do anything about the central banking system. We can't really do anything about the deep state. But wait a second. We can come out with a cryptocurrency and we can keep a small part of control over our coin, and we can control the distribution of the wealth of our coin, so that we get that money back into the hands of the entire world. Because just like I always say, Trump ran on making America great again, but you cannot make one country great again without making the entire world great again. Now we've got a coin that's worldwide, and it's not on any centralized trading exchange. Okay, 2 years. We started out with 171 vetted, like-minded individuals that believed in our mission. The first year we grew from March 21st, 2016 to March 21st, 2017 to just shy of 100,000 people. 100,000 members had joined our community just by word of mouth. The second year, which is the year that I got involved, which was the 23rd of March 2017. So 2 days after the first year anniversary is when I first bought my first Kringles, which is what a division of the billion coin is called, Kringles. Like Satoshi is a division of the Bitcoin. Okay? Because you can divide these coins by 100 million, not by 100 pennies. Okay? But 100 million. Okay. So, which means anybody can own cryptocurrency. That's the whole point. Okay, so we started out with 171, we went to 100,000, and then last year, during our slowest growth, not our slowest growth, but during our slowest technical situation, because we were doing so many peer-to-peer transactions with our Kringles that it slowed the system down because it was that same old original blockchain platform 1.0. That's why you see problems with Bitcoin. They have to fork off, create another coin, okay, in order to keep the transactions and the system not bogged down. Their transaction speed is about average 7 transactions per second. Now they can get up to probably 16 transactions per second, you know, without it really bogging down. But they're averaging right now and been averaging 7 to 10 per second. Meanwhile, Visa and MasterCard can do 2,000 transactions average. That's what they're averaging, 2,000 transactions a second compared to 7. We need a coin that can move that fast. Otherwise, how can we have an economy where everybody's using coins as money? You can't do that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is only going to have a small economy, but it's real money and it is an option to protect your wealth. But it's not a solution like our coin is. We are the only coin currently that is providing a solution for the elimination of global poverty, financial poverty. So we built last year and the beginning of this year a brand new blockchain platform 2.0. Supposedly it has the speeds equal to the Visa and MasterCard. That's a game changer. Okay. Now again, well, just going along with the fact that I'm expressing our mission statement. These individuals that created the billion coin knew what they were doing right from the beginning. That was their whole purpose. Okay. They knew that, okay, they couldn't do this or do that or do this or do that. But now that there's cryptocurrency, wait a second. If we can create a coin where we can get that coin in everybody's hands all over the world, well, then that eliminates the power of the central bankers. That eliminates the power of this deep state of being able to go in there and control the politicians and create chaos, terrorism, genocide, poverty, disease, horror, wars. It stops it or it minimizes it like you wouldn't believe, right? Common sense and logic. If the people have their own money, they can buy the politicians, not the central bankers, not the evil people, but the people, the patriots of each country now can put into office who they want, who they trust, who will take care of them and look out for them, the people. You see what Italy is talking about now? Italy first. People all got mad at America because Trump came in and said, hey, we're going to make America first. Oh, well, you know, the left went nuts. Okay? But Italy's now saying the same thing. Because why? Because the illegal immigrants, the illegal refugees came in and they want to change the whole country. They want to take away the Italian culture. This is what's happening in every country in Europe. Okay, and George Soros, the billionaire, is behind that, and he is really freaking out right now. Hey, what are you doing, Italy? What are you guys doing? We got to have open borders. You got to let everybody come in. Italy says no. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to export these individuals because they were never vetted. They just charged into our country illegally. And the crime rates skyrocketed. Okay? And this has happened in Sweden to the max because they brought in tons. The country went, okay? And Sweden is a great country, but it's not right now. But they'll get back. But you see it everywhere. You see the people rising up against Macron. Macron, is that how you say his last name? The president or prime minister, whatever you call him, of France. Okay? You see these people in Europe saying enough is enough. These people, these refugees from the Middle East and from Africa, they don't have our culture. They need to go back to their countries and have their culture and live free. But those people haven't been able to live free, have they? Under the central banking system. So if we get rid of the central banking system, then these people will go back to their own countries. An example would be Syria. Look what's going on in Syria right now. The deep state is almost completely gone. Those terrorists, which is the deep state, are actually giving their guns up, turning their arms over to the Syrian army, saying, okay, we give up. We'll come back. We'll just be citizens and we'll be okay. We'll be good. Because Trump has chopped off all the funds. Okay? No more funds to the Kurds, no more funds to the deep state. So these people that were refugees, Syrian refugees, now that we are creating peace in Syria and getting rid of the deep state, they're going back to their country because they love their country. They're not staying where they're staying. They're going back. Hey, I'm going home. Peace is going down. Assad is winning with the help of the Russians, okay, and China and Iran. Those are the three countries that Assad invited in, okay? The other forces, United States, France, all those other countries, they invited themselves. Okay, that was the deep state. But you know that Trump wants to get those troops back home. He has said it, he keeps saying it, and it's going to happen. Okay? Because look what's going on now. Russia is even telling Iran, you got to go. And here's the reason why, and it makes complete sense. Because of what Netanyahu is doing in Israel. He's a very, very evil man. Okay? Just Netanyahu. And his friends. But not the people of Israel. Okay? But Netanyahu gets his power because he's central bank. If we take his money away, he loses his power. Right now, we have to bring Iran peace. We have to get the deep state out of Iran. So with Iran going to go back to Iran, then there's not going to be any Iranian army forces in Syria. Russia's telling everybody, hey, you got to go. When there's no Iranian there, then what's Netanyahu going to do next? Our troops don't have to be there now. Okay, that's why our ships are already there, to take those troops home. And then we'll make peace with Iran, just like we've made peace with Korea. Because that's all we've done since Trump has come into office, is make peace, not war. Have you people seen that here in America? You'd have to have your head buried in the sand not to see what has gone down since Donald Trump has become president. Since the patriots have taken back over our country, or are now at war with the central banking system and the deep state. There's no wars going on that we have participated in. The deep state is the one that does it. They're always the one that does it. The thing is, they've always had a president and all the politicians in the White House running for them, paid by them to do their dirty work. They don't have it with Trump. So Trump's the demon. Trump's the bad guy. Right? Well, he's not. He's just a bad guy to them. He is their biggest threat that they've ever could have ever imagined. Okay? But it's because Trump is not alone. He's got tremendous patriotic support. People in high places that are helping him. Now you and I can help him. All we have to do is join the billion coin community, and we can eliminate poverty, because we as people have the power. When people come together and they unify, there's nothing that people can't get accomplished. Nothing. But if we stay asleep and we just go along and we just think about ourselves, then all of a sudden we end up slaves before we even knew it. What happened? What is this income tax we're being charged now? Why? Why are we in debt to a private bank of 22 trillion? That's not in the Constitution. We're supposed to own our own money. Okay, but if we've been raised since childhood, along with our parents, to that system, and it's been taught in our public, government-controlled, central banking-controlled, deep state-controlled schooling system, then we don't know any better. Unless we are going back and grabbing that common sense that God has given us and logic, and say, wait a second. Okay, we see it, but we can't do anything about it. Okay? Because many of us have been awake for long periods of time, and we haven't been able to do anything about it. We haven't. Okay, it's like I say all the time. We see the poor here in America. We go to the store. If there's somebody down on their luck outside the store with a sign, if we drive down the street, get off the freeway, somebody there with a sign, somebody starts washing your windshield on your car, whatever. We reach into our pockets if we got cash and we give it to them, don't we? If we don't have cash, some of us will go in and buy something at the store with plastic and come back and give it to them. It's a temporary fix, and it does help greatly at that moment for that individual. For any individual who is homeless. But it is not a solution, and we know that. And it kills us to realize, okay, I just gave them something. It's going to help them right now. But what happens? Well, we have this faith, right? If we believe in God, we're going to trust that God is going to have somebody else come along and give them some money. And that's what God does. But we also see now that God is changing the plan a little bit. Okay, he's bringing the people in to get more involved. He's saying, okay, enough of this. This has been running in America for 105 years. Okay, and I've been doing this in the world all this time for centuries with the monarchs, the kings, the queens, and the peasants, and the huge empires. Okay, but I'm also bringing the technology in, and I'm also going to make some changes. Okay, it's time to eliminate financial poverty. Otherwise, why are we seeing these things? Okay, because like I said yesterday, it's not like God is bringing these things in and he's just going to say, psych, you thought. No, that's not how God has ever worked. So if you know God a little bit, you'll realize that his hand is playing in this, because he is in full control. And this is where we're going. And the people that don't like it because they're greedy and they're selfish, nothing we can do about that. That was the plan God had for them. Okay, yesterday I talked a lot about a particular blog that admin comes out with. Admin has a blog that he posts on almost every day, and sometimes multiple posts to let us know what's going on. Okay, even though it's a team effort, there's one guy that does the posting, it seems like, because he always talks the same way. And he calls himself Kris Kringle because he's Santa Claus. He's giving the coin away. He's giving Kringles away for free. Because if it's in your hands, it raises the price of the coin. Okay? Real quickly, let me tell you about our algorithm that does that, because we're not on a trading exchange. The algorithm is based on members of the community. People that come in and join our community. They didn't even have to have Kringles when we got started. They didn't even need to purchase it in Kringles, just as long as they were a member of the Billion Coin community. It's a private membership. It didn't cost anything for 2 years. But every time somebody came in and raised the price of the coin by €1. So when we had 171 people in the beginning, the coin was really cheap. Okay, but it eventually got up to 171 euros per coin. And then when we went to 100,000 the second year, it went up to 100,000 euros. When we got to 3 million the third year, we grew by 30 times from 100,000 to 3 million. The year that I was involved, not because I was involved, but that was our growth. Okay, so now our coin is, if it was still based on the euro, it would be worth 3 million euros per coin. So we have the most expensive coin in the world. Okay, and therefore we have the most expensive division of that coin, Kringles. But we don't base our coin anymore because of our growth, and this was all the plan from the beginning, on the euro, which is a fiat currency. It's worthless. There's no gold backing up the euro or the US dollar. So we don't compare that. We do compare it, but we don't base our value on our coin by euro or US dollar. We base it on gold. We just started doing that because not only are we migrating the entire membership from the old blockchain 1.0 platform to a brand new blockchain platform 2.0 and a new wallet system, but we're able to now make sense to switch the value of our coin over to gold. Okay, so the smallest measurement of gold is a grain. Okay, a grain of gold. A grain of gold right now is worth $2.80. That's how small it is. But instead of being worth $1, what is the euro compared to a dollar? $1.20? $1.40? Okay, let's say it's $1.40. It could be $1.20, but I don't know. Maybe it's $1.20. I get confused because I look at so many monetaries and every money is a little bit off. And that's why there's a Forex, right? Another trading platform for currencies. But, okay, so let's say it's $1.20 compared to $1, or compared to €1. We basically, by switching over to grains of gold, doubled our price. Okay, because right now, 1 grain of gold is worth $2.80. Okay, so it went from, let's say it was $1.40. Okay, in US dollars, $1.40 per coin, per person. I mean, per person that came in, raised the value $1.40 or €1. Now it raises it by $2.80. Okay, in euros, I don't know what it would be. What would it be? You tell me. Probably €2, right? So it doubled the price overnight when we switched over to the value of gold. Okay. So that algorithm is still doing the same thing it's always going to do, raise the price for everybody that joins. But now they've added a feature where they discovered that by giving the gift away, giving these coins away to people for free. I mean, they didn't charge anybody for their back office. They didn't charge anybody for their wallet or any transaction fees. Nothing. Okay? The owners and creators of this coin are completely self-funded. They have never asked us people, us members, for any money. I mean, obviously they sold to that first 171 or 100 stakeholders and whatever, however it worked out. Okay, but they only limited them to a certain amount of coins. Okay, and then everybody who came in after that had to buy the coins from those people, and then those people, and then those people. The admin didn't sell anymore after that. Okay, that was what he was all about. So he's sitting there with all these coins, right? Because the billion coin has been made, and with the new blockchain platform, a new billion coins have been made. Okay, so when he switches a person over to the new ones, then the Kringles and the coins that are in the old wallet get switched over to the new wallet. Okay, and then it shows 0 as the balance in that old wallet system. And when we are completed with our migration, which should be July 31st, then we flip a switch and that's the end of that. The servers shut down, disappear, and that whole old system is gone, including those coins. They're gone. Okay. It's digital, right? Digital money. But now we've got a billion coins again, and we've got everybody with the same amount of coins that they've always had on the old system. So everything stays the same. We can just do transactions way faster. Okay, and that's the whole point. Okay, so it's giving us, not us, but it's giving admin, this team, the opportunity to make a few changes and realize, okay, we got to charge something, because people that are coming in and just getting our gift are not taking it seriously. Okay, it's hard enough to teach people something new like blockchain technology, and to get them to trust it. Look what's happened. It's taken 9 years for them to really understand what Bitcoin was and what Bitcoin is. But now a whole lot of them do. It's just like it took a while for people to understand what the internet was. Okay, but when they figured it out, they started pouring into the internet just in mass amounts. Okay, and within 10 years, that internet was mature. By the year 2000, that internet was mature, wasn't it? By then, after that, it just exploded. Okay, that's what's going to happen with cryptocurrency. And I'm not the one that's saying it. Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, just got through saying it. In 10 years, the cryptocurrency field will be mature. It won't start in 10 years. It'll be mature. The people are coming in right now. Right now. So we are out here getting the word out as best as we can to educate as many people as we can that not only is cryptocurrency an option to protect themselves from the central banking system taking their fiat currency back, because it's theirs, it's always been theirs. But if you've got gold, right? You've got silver, you've got platinum, you've got precious stones. If you've got cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you've got money. You've got something of value, okay, that can protect that fiat wealth that you have in stocks and bonds or whatever you've got it in, 401 IRAs, whatever they call them. Okay, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've never used those things to save money. I would buy gold and silver. That's the way I was brought up. Okay, and so this is what we're trying to do, is spread the word. The best way to spread the word is YouTube, right? I mean, think about it. The mass of people, when they want to know something, they go to YouTube to figure it out. So now we're just, those of us who want to volunteer to do these live broadcasts to help spread the word, because we are passionate about what we're doing. We are not selfish. We are not greedy. We are getting rid of our scarcity mindset that we've been brainwashed into, and we're replacing it with an abundant mindset. Because that's the way it is. When people out there tell you, okay, our government officials or whoever the heck they are, tell us, hey, you guys are running out of water. Then you turn right back around and say, what are you talking about? 3/4 of the world is water. Don't tell us we're running out of water. What are you, nuts? But they don't expect that from us, do they? But if we were all united and we all come back and say, what are you talking about? The whole country of Kuwait, all of their water in that desert country comes from the ocean. It's all desalinated. It's all distilled. It's some of the purest water you can drink on earth. We have desalination plants, by the way, in California. We have desalination plants all over the world. Not we, but the world themselves are starting to go that way. Australia's got a ton of them. Okay? We have an unlimited supply of water. Okay? But the central banking system doesn't want you to know that. They don't like these desalination plants. They want control. And if they can control the water, they can control you. If they can control the food, they can control you. If they can control the money, they can control you. If they can control your health, they can control you. If they can control the drugs that they give you, they can control you. Okay, so we the people, that's all we need to do is come together. That's all we need to do is come together and tell these evil individuals, we're not going to take it anymore. Okay? I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Because believe me, they're dead serious. They're not going to go down without a fight. They see what's going on. They see what's going on. They're looking at Europe and their European Union they put together for their one world government, right? Their one world money system that they're trying so hard to put the world under. It's not working. Like I said, Russia took their ruble and put it back on gold. The Chinese took their yuan, put it back on gold. Cryptocurrency is here and it's never going away. They are freaking out. Okay, that's what you hear from them. Don't buy gold, don't buy silver, you don't need to. We've got it, it's okay. Don't buy cryptocurrency, you'll get ripped off. In fact, we're not even gonna let you use our Visa or MasterCard to buy that. We're gonna protect you. You know, and I've said this before, but they'll let you go to the casino and spend that Visa and MasterCard and take out your money and spend it and just blow it. They don't care about you. They care about losing their control because of cryptocurrency. They don't want you using money that's not theirs. How would they control you? Here they thought they were going to control Venezuela, and Venezuela found a way around it by using cryptocurrency and their own gold. So you see what's going on. Countries over there are turning to the east instead of the west in Europe. Watch it. Watch what's going on. These countries are buying the S-400, the S-300 missile defense system from Russia because they trust Russia, a Christian, humongous Christian nation that's totally against the central banking system and the deep state. And that's why the deep state and the central bankers demonize Russia and tell the American people they are our enemy. And they try to get us into war with Russia and China. They tried with North Korea. That wasn't the plan. It was their plan, but it wasn't Trump and Patriots' plan. And obviously it wasn't God's plan. But again, we're not done until we have that meeting on the 12th in Singapore. But actually, I think we are done. Okay. I think that's all for show. But the point is, we still have the deep state up against the wall. And the central bankers are feeling it bad because European nations are turning towards the east and saying, hey, we're making deals with Russia because your money's got gold backed by it. It's backed by gold. We want your ruble. We want your Chinese yuan. It just makes sense. Why would we want this worthless US dollar from these private bankers? No. We'll use your money and we'll send those US dollars back to the United States. Let them have it. Okay? This goes along with you can't make America great unless you make the world great. It's what we're doing. And in order to do that, the current economic system, which belongs to the central bankers, has to come down. It has to crash. They don't want it to crash, not crash. You've always noticed that when they keep countries right on the edge of defaulting on their loans, and then they bail them out, that's how they control the countries and the people. Because if they actually let them default, then the people can point their fingers at the central bankers and say, why the hell did you do this to us? We don't want you. Okay, and they don't want that. Okay, so Trump and patriots all over the world I'm talking about are done. They're done with the central banking system, but it was so well structured that it isn't not the easiest thing to get rid of. But we are getting rid of it. We are. The worst that can happen is the central banking system would have to come out with a new currency backed by gold because nobody has faith in that dollar anymore. Okay? That dollar is becoming extinct. It's going to become extinct. Okay? So that would be the worst scenario. But Trump could do the same thing. We and the Patriots could come up with our own money and back it by gold. End of the problem. Money's back in the people's hands. And we the people have the power. Don't we? Common sense and logic. We the people. Just come together. Guys and gals, come together and join our community, the Billion Coin, because it's separate than all the politics and all this other stuff that's going on. It's something where we no longer have to just sit back and say, yeah, okay, cool that Trump and the Patriots are doing this. If we have our eyes open and we can see what's going on. Or maybe we just don't. We're just caught up in our lives and we just hope for the best and, hope God, sees us through. Those of us who have made it to my age, 61, that's a huge accomplishment right there. Okay. Wow, we made it to 61. Who would have thought? But we have seen the way our lives have been. Okay. And we have been brainwashed into believing that's normal. That's normal to have low income, middle income, or what is it? Low class, middle class, and high class. I don't know what it is, but that's what we've been taught, right? It's BS. There's abundance and wealth for everybody in the world, all 7.5 billion. And we are going to make it happen just with our coin. So why not get involved? It takes nothing but signing up, which is a name and a real email address, because you will get an email confirmation from 3 different sites that you will join. The main site, the wallet that will be created for you, and your back office Kringle Cash site, which is a major site, which is our major site, because that's where all your power is. Okay, so you will put your name and your email, and they will send you an email for each one of those 3 sites, and you will confirm the link, the hyperlink that says confirm here, click this, to validate, to approve, whatever. You will click it, look for it in your spam, it'll tell you how it works when you get on the site. Site's right down below in the description of the video. It's thebillioncoin.info. Go there first. Check it out. Read how the algorithm works. Okay? Look at the calculators. Look at all of the members and where they are around the world. Look at the broadcast schedule and watch a few other broadcasts if you want. Look for the blog. The blog is you can get it through that site, or you can go directly to blog.thebillioncoin.info. The blog, like I said, is been posted every day for 2 years. So there is a wealth of information on that blog. Okay? Just do a little bit of research. You're going to find out everything you need to know real quick. And then you can join. And it's free to join. Yes, we charge $10, but that's only if you want to. Now you're going to say to yourself, well, how am I going to know if I want to? What are you talking about, Paul? Okay, well, what happens is when you get set, okay, and you have confirmed the 3 different sites by clicking on that confirmation links in those 3 emails that you get, okay, you're going to end up on the Kringle Cash back office page. And it's going to ask you to answer 10 questions, okay? And you're going to see a paragraph, a small paragraph of information that you'll read, and then they'll have 2 answers that you can choose from. One's true and one's false. You'll read the paragraph. It's basically our membership statement, our mission statement. And all you have to do is just pick one of the answers. If it's the false answer, it's going to tell you that was the wrong answer. Go back and read the paragraph again and try again. So you can't fail it. But what it does is it vets you in or out. It will bring out whether you're like-minded or not, whether you're selfish or whether you're unselfish, whether you're greedy or whether you're not greedy. That's what that 10 questions will do. It's genius. But again, what can I say? These guys that created this coin, they're all geniuses. Okay, they're as smart as it gets. And there's a lot of real smart people out there. I'm not saying they're the only ones. There's a lot of real smart people out there. Okay, and so you will read through those questions, right? And you'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And maybe you'll only get to the 4th or 5th and you'll say, you know what? This is not for me. It's not for me. And that's it. You can just walk away. Nothing will happen with your information. It's all private. That's it. You didn't join. Nothing. You don't get your free gift. Nothing. Okay, you're out of it. Sit back and watch the rest of us do our thing. And you'll be using Kringles within 2 or 3 years. If you want. If you don't want, you'll be using other cryptocurrencies or other cash that will be backed by gold. Here's what I'm saying. Abundance is coming whether you like it or not. Okay? So start changing your mindset. And I know it's very difficult because we are created very, very selfish individuals. Okay? To be very, very selfish and to be very, very greedy. Okay? We love, like I always say, going outside and being rich and getting in our fancy car and to show off with the neighbors, for our neighbors, in our fancy clothes, and our fancy purses, and our fancy watches, and drive around and say, hey man, I am cool. I'm cooler than you because I made it. I'm rich. Okay, but that is vanity. That's pride and hate. Okay? So we don't need the whole world to agree with us right now. We just need 1 billion. Okay? Sounds like a lot, but it's not. Not when you consider there's 7.6 billion people in the world today. Over 7.6 billion people. How many of those people are billionaires? 2,200. Yeah, let that sink in. And you wonder why this world is in the shape it's in. Why there's so much poverty. Why there's so much crime that is motivated by lack. These people are killing people because they don't have money. They need money. They'll kill you for your shoes, your watch, your purse, your car. For some change in your bedroom, on the desk. Okay. Abundance, but it will get rid of crime due to the motivation of having no money, lack. It will eliminate that crime. Now, wouldn't that be a better world right there? Not to mention there'll be no more people living in tents on the street, on the sidewalks. There'll be no more mentally ill walking around dazed and confused because they'll be getting help. Real top of the line help. Everybody will have a roof over their head. No, not like communism. I'm talking about wealth. Okay? There's so much material in this world that everybody could have any car they want. Okay? If that freaks you out, then we don't want you in our community right now. But if you like that idea, if that thrills you to know that everybody can have anything they want, we want you, okay? If you're a patriot, if you just love your country and want freedom, if freedom is a passion to you, you absolutely need to belong in our community, okay? It's free to sign up, costs you $10. What we charge now, and we have to, because we have to get you to take us seriously. Okay? $10 is nothing. It works for everybody around the entire world. Okay? You pay your $10 in cryptocurrency, by the way, because it goes to admin. He doesn't want fiat currency. So you can pay in Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum right now. And if you don't have any of those things, we can help you. Just contact us. Okay? It's $10. Okay, that raises the price of our membership now. We don't raise the price up for just somebody to come in and go through those questions and decide they don't want to participate and not finish it off. That's not going to do us. That's not going to raise the value anymore. Okay. Now, if you pay your $10, now if you go through those 10 questions and you say, holy mackerel, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. Here's my $10. Let me in. That's what we want you. Okay, because then now we can make you a billionaire. We're going through a billionaire phase. Okay, we're going to create 1 million, not 2,200, 1 million billionaires, and then we're going to create 1 billion millionaires. We the people have the power. If we have the money in our hands, we can do anything we want. Build anything we want. Okay? I don't know if you guys know this, and I've mentioned it before. So if some of you have probably heard this before, but Gaddafi over there in Libya, okay, he started out on the bad side of things, and then he realized that wasn't working. Okay, so he started to make changes. Okay, and he started to do things and against the plan of the central bankers, against the plan of the deep state. He became an enemy to them because he wasn't going along with the crap and the corruption that they were insisting that he does. Okay? So back in the days of Reagan, he was still under their control. But after that, you saw a massive change. I don't know if you paid attention, but you did. There wasn't much word after they killed at least one of the sons was killed in those bomb attacks in Libya. But the point is, he changed. He says, enough of this bull crap. He goes, now what can I do? I'm in a very powerful position, but what can I do? Well, you know what he started to do? He started to bring the Mediterranean Sea and pipe it in with 3 40-foot wide pipes. He started to bring the sea into the desert, into desalination plants. He was creating a paradise of agriculture that you wouldn't believe. He was going to feed all of Africa. He was going to have enough to feed Europe. He was even bringing out his own money system and getting the work done with all the other leaders of Africa saying, come on, people, let's get together and get rid of this central banking system. They have destroyed our nation. They have destroyed our continent. They have stripped all of everything we have. Not all, but that's all they've been doing while they're leaving us in chaos and misery and disease and poverty. Let's create our own coin. Let's create our own money. Now we can do it. Gaddafi had to go. The deep state got rid of him. Now, if some of you don't know that, and this is the first time you've heard it, then go check it out. Okay? Go do some Google search. DuckDuckGo search is what I recommend as your search engine. But don't go do some searches and research and find out for yourself some of these things that you will not find and you will not hear and you will not see from the mainstream media / corporate media, because they are owned by the central bankers. They only put out propaganda. Well, that's their main purpose. Okay. Once in a while, you can find some truth that comes out. It cracks me up when I find it. It's like, oh my God, did they make a slip? You know, did they slip that out accidentally? Or maybe I just read through it and I see the truth in the article pops out at me, but they mix it up with some other stuff. Okay. But the point is, you won't see what's going on real in the world from the corporate media. You have to search for it on the internet. Okay, which takes you actually sitting or doing your phone, whatever it is, taking the time yourself, which is what they're betting on that you won't. They're betting on, we're going to keep you so busy struggling to make that buck, struggling to feed your kids, struggling to get them to school, struggling to have a job, because you're going to need 3 jobs now that we've taken your money away. Struggling to figure out how you're going to stay healthy to work those 3 jobs. You're not going to have time to find out the truth. Okay? This is what evil organizations do. Religions do it. I was brought up in one myself. Keep you so busy that you don't see the truth. You don't have time to go bother and see the truth. Okay? But God had other plans for me. Okay? And there's a reason why we go through everything in life. okay, because of God's plan. And no matter how bad it seems, it's for our good. And we will thank him with everything we have someday. If you believe in God. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You still will. You still will. Okay, but the point is, don't worry, be happy. Bobby McFerrin. Man, what a singer. Huh? What a singer. Okay, I think that's it. I can wrap this up. I just can't overemphasize the power that we have as people right now. We've never had it. We've never had it in the history of mankind as we have it right now. To do something, to make changes. We just need to come together. We have that set for you. We have created a community where now all we have to do is say, come on, join. We only have 3.2 and we're trying to get to our first billion. Because when we get to our first billion, we will have a completely full worldwide economy. We will have an economy long before that. Okay, we'll have an economy by next year. Bitcoin has 12 million people using Bitcoin. They've got a small economy, don't they? You can use Bitcoin to buy things. Only 12 million people. But we only have 3.2 after 2 years. Okay, they have 12 million after what, 9 years? Okay. Are they growing as fast as we are? No. Okay. Why? Because they're on a marketing system that is, people have a hard time trusting it. Merchants can't take it if they've got a quick turnaround in their cash flow. The only merchants that can take Bitcoin are merchants that put it in their wallet and leave it alone, because they know 12 months later that Bitcoin's going to be worth more, way more than it was right when they took it. That's the way it will always be, because of supply and demand for cryptocurrencies, depending on the cryptocurrency. But for sure with Bitcoin, okay, because they've been around the longest. They're the most expensive coin on the market, but they come nowhere close to our coin. And now with our new blockchain platform, we are going, if we grow just by 30 times, we'll go to 90 million in 12 months. 90 million compared to 12 million that Bitcoin has. Let's say Bitcoin manages to grow by 6 more million. They get to 18 million. Say they get to 24 million. We'll have 90 million. Our economy will be huge. Why? Because merchants will be able to say, yeah, I'll take your coin because I know it's not going to go down tomorrow. I don't have to just throw it in the wallet and leave it alone, right? I could actually use it tomorrow. It's going to go up in price, and next week it's going to be higher. Next month it's going to be higher. Every day it's going to get higher until you guys reach your first billion. Is that how it works? Yeah, that's how it works. And then it tops out? Yes. And if it was at the current gold price, it will top out at $2.8 billion per coin? Yes. Well, where do I sign up? Merchants, retailers, service providers, everybody will do that. And not only that, but we have promotions. We have control of how we distribute our wealth. We don't let the rich come in and buy what they want and then leave the scraps for the rest of us. That's not how we work. But you can do that with almost every cryptocurrency on the market, because that's what the market does. It leaves it open for anybody to come in and buy what they want. But we have the best of both worlds. That's why we're going to accomplish our mission. You can't have a mission statement if you put your coin on a market exchange. You can't have a mission statement. The best you can do is say, hey, we've got a cryptocurrency. It's real. And it's an option for you guys to buy in to protect your wealth if your wealth is in fiat currency still. Fiat currency is not going to be around for much longer, people. It can't. It can't be. Okay? Please believe. So the first thing I would do, and I'm not a financial advisor, but the first thing I would do is I would protect my wealth. I'd have a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, a little bit of something, a little bit of cryptocurrency, and even a little bit of cash on hand. Because what's going to happen first is you're going to see massive inflation. Okay, when a loaf of bread goes from $5 to $15, it's going to get tough. And if the banks close down and have a bank holiday like they called it in Greece, and you can't go to the bank and get your money, then it's going to be nice to have a little bit of cash on hand, okay, to go buy that $15 loaf of bread. But you can use other things to barter with. Buy a lot of toilet paper. Believe me, people are going to want toilet paper if it gets that bad. But I don't see it getting really that bad. But I always tell people, come on, use common sense and logic and protect what you have. Don't just think it's always going to be there when you know that that money's not yours. It's theirs. If you don't believe that, if it just hasn't hit you yet, then do some research. If you don't want to bother with it, then don't. Okay? Hopefully there'll be somebody around to help you guys out if it does get a little bit freaky before that new currency takes over. That transition, you know what I'm saying? During that transition period, could be a little rough. You know, we saw a transition period in what? In 73. After they took us off the gold market, we had this gas shortage. What a joke that was. Okay, because that's what it was, a joke on the American people. And what was it, 1973? I remember it. I already had my license, okay, in 73. I don't think I had my first car yet, but I was driving my mom's station wagon, and I remember we couldn't go get gas except on certain days that matched a number on our license plate or something, and we still had to like 45-minute wait in line. Okay, thank God that thing only lasted like 6 months or whatever it was. But so we have seen what they can do and what can happen. And if we're going to change over to a new monetary system, if it's not if, we are going to, then we might see a soft transition. If it's Trump and the Patriots, if Trump and the Patriots lose and the central banking system wins, we're going to see a very rough transition. But I've got faith in God, and I just don't see that happening because I've watched everything that Trump has done, and every battle that we have started against them, we've won. And it's just looking worse and worse and worse from every single day. If you know where to go to get your resource material, your news, your real news, not your fake news, but your real news from the Patriots, it is absolutely mind-boggling what is going on out there. I've never seen it in my life and never thought I would. Okay, but it makes complete sense to me because I have taken the time to learn. I was forced to by 2016 when I realized Bitcoin wasn't going away. What is this thing? Okay, a couple of days later, I knew enough that I bought some. Okay, that's all it took was a couple of days of just forcing myself to learn what the blockchain technology was. Okay, I didn't have to be an expert at it. Okay, but I kept researching because it was fascinating to me. Because I looked at it and said, wow, this is private. Is this a way we can get rid of the central banking system? Because I had been brought up knowing all about the central banking system. My mom was into that for some reason, and I got into it. So she bought me the books. My brothers weren't that much interested in it. So she gave me all the books. And I would sit there and I'd read them. And I talked about this yesterday. I underlined it, everything, and I highlighted it if I had highlight markers. That's all my books. I don't know how people can even read my books, okay, the ones that I've owned, because I've highlighted and underlined everything, okay? It's just the way I am. But the point is, I knew enough to keep researching. And it was that keep researching thing of mine that made me discover over on the side of the YouTube videos something called TBC, the billion coin. Well, what is that? You know, that's not on the coin market cap. I haven't seen TBC. I see BTC, that stands for Bitcoin. I see ETH, stands for Ethereum. I see I see XRP. That stands for that bank coin, Ripple. What a joke that is. But it is so bloody cheap. It could go up just because it is the banking system. It could go up to 500 a coin. But then that's it, you know. That's it. I don't think they have a cap on how many they're going to make. It's just a digital coin. It's not even on a blockchain platform. Okay. But I brought it up, so I had to say something. But anyway, the point was I hadn't seen TBC. So I had to take a look at it, and the rest is history. Okay, so I think I'm going to let it go now. Okay, I'll go over and I always forget. I'll go over and see if there's anybody live. I know there is. I just always forget. Look at all these people. Crypto TBC, you're active. Fantastic. Thank you guys for listening and putting in your 2 cents worth, because this is so important when people come to my particular video and see you guys supporting it. I will do the same for you. You can guarantee it. Now, a lot of times I can't watch live because of my schedule. It's everything just for me to have the time to do my own. But I will go back later and I can either put a comment down below, or for sure I will click on the thumbs up, the like button on every single one of you guys that are doing live broadcasts. We have to support each other because it helps our videos get out there on that suggestion side when people are looking up cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. Okay, so it's really, really cool when I come over here and I see. Now, I know I'm supposed to do these live broadcasts so that I can answer questions live. But thank God nobody ever seems to have a question. Not that, oh, look at here. Vegivano Degrado 2.0 says, have you in knowledge of the seller of Lamborghini accepted the billion coin to buy a Lamborghini Aventador? I personally didn't know that, but I'm telling you, there's nothing you can't buy with TBC. You can make deals like you wouldn't believe. I'm telling you, I do it. I just get on Craigslist and I find something I want and I call the person up or contact them, and say, hey, you want the TBC? I'll give you TBC for what you have. They'll either say yes or no. They won't say yes or no. They'll say no, or they'll say, what is TBC? And then you take it from there. And then they'll say no, or they'll say, yeah. You're telling me if I sell you this for $100 that with your cookie reward system, I can actually get, if I was a broadcaster, but right now until the 15th, I can still get a full coin worth of cookies that I can redeem by June 15th. And if I forget to hit the redemption button, I can redeem it again in the month of November. Yes. Yeah, I'll sell you this because I don't need it cash that bad. Not when I have this kind of leverage. So it just takes communication, guys. That's all it is. Don't limit yourself or prejudge anybody or anything like that Lamborghini. Okay, I'm sure it's a used Lamborghini they're talking about. But the point is, if you go to someone who's rich, doesn't need the cash, but he doesn't need the car either, and you show him the value he can get if he accepted even 50% of that car in TBC, he's going to thank you the rest of his life if the light goes on. Okay, so don't stop yourself from going out there and making deals with anything. Okay, all day long you can go out and buy things with your TBC if you want to, if you've got the time to talk to people. You've got a computer, you've got Craigslist in every country, well, in every state in America. People put all kinds of things on there for sale. If you see something you've been wanting, go for it. Okay, so, and those of you who don't have Kringles and aren't part of our community yet, go down below in the description and get involved. Okay, so So thank you all you guys, Brian, Crypto TBC, for coming on here. Miss Medlock, nice to see you again. Stephen, you're the best. And supporting me, you have my full support in return. We're doing this. Okay, so I'm already scheduled for tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. And we'll have some more things to talk about. I really, really, really want to talk about that abundant mindset that we need to switch over to, because it's so, so important to have that. The scarcity mindset literally blinds us. Okay, we don't mean to be blinded by it, but it does, and we don't realize it. But when we realize what abundant mindset is, and we start to change our thinking to that, it's like opening our eyes. It's like you start seeing things. I see it all the time. I'm thinking there's scarcity. There's a scarcity mindset. I even catch myself still. Okay. I don't have a complete abundant mindset because there's a little bit of scarcity still in there. It's just I'm trying to drive it out, right? But I'll catch myself. Okay. And I'll say, oh, there was a scarcity mindset from the past. So I'm just saying I want to talk more about that, okay? And talk about anything that will show you and help you guys, the new people that will come on to this, and any of you other guys that want to come on and hear what I say and maybe repeat it in yours. That would be awesome if you found something that you didn't think of before and you talk about it on one of your live broadcasts. If it's good information. If it's not, okay, fine. You know, that's why we've got, what, 48 slots a day that we can take as broadcasters to get this information out. 48 half-hour slots. We've divided that 24 hours, 7 period into half-hour slots. And most of us go over. I've been over an hour and a half. I'm still chatting, okay, because I can't shut up. But the point is, you know, we should have at least 24 filled up. And we do have 24 sometimes filled up. We have more than that. But, you know, they're in different languages, which is fine. We need different languages. But we're in different time slots. But the great thing about it still is the fact that if you miss a live, you can go back and watch it. You can go back and watch it at your convenience if you've got the time. And it's like I talked about in that blog yesterday. You do not have to be an expert to be a broadcaster, but you're going to want to. You've got between now and June 15th. He's extended it another week to learn how to be a broadcaster. So maybe tonight I might have a chance to make a small video that will walk you through how to, a new person on how to do a broadcast on Google, on YouTube, using the Google Hangout. Okay, I'll see if I can't get that done, and then I'll post the link in the description from now on. Okay, so thanks, guys. Take care. I love you all. We'll keep chatting. We'll keep going. And I know you're all excited. I know you're just like me. And you have no idea how that makes me feel to be a part of you guys, to be a part of the same community all you guys are a part of. This is something unbelievable. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night, day, wherever you're at in the world. And I'll talk to you soon.